Oh, the things, the things, the things, the things. Keanu Reeves, you are so lucky you have John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum. Because this right here, it just ain't working. Replicas is a sci-fi thriller directed by Jeffrey Nachmanoff and stars Keanu Reeves, Alice Eve, John Ortiz. And the premise of this movie is that we have a neuroscientist, William Foster, and what happens is he is a biomedical research scientist working for Byron Corporation in Puerto Rico, and he attempts to transfer the mind of a dead soldier into an android with superhuman strength. He specializes in synthetic biology and mapping off the mind's neural pathways, while his friend specializes in reproductive human cloning. So what happens is, one day he takes his wife and kids to a Boeing trip, and in a tragic car accident they die. He's the only one to survive. Utilizing cutting-edge technology, William comes up with a daring and unprecedented plan to download their memories and clone their bodies. Once the experiment begins, however, it spirals out of control. Foster soon finds himself at odds with his dubious boss, a reluctant accomplice, a police task force, and the physical laws of science, all wrapped up in one, and it's up to him to try and stop this. I'll give you this. The premise is kind of interesting, where you download your dead loved one's memories and try to bring them back with technology as an experiment. I'll give you that. The problem is that the movie is not executed well. This is another one of the worst movies of 2019 for me. If you thought Serenity was bad, if you thought The Prodigy, which I didn't hate, was bad, if you thought Captain State was disappointing, if you thought After was bad, trust me, this is the bottom right. I don't even know how this movie was able to be greenlit. $30 million budget, and this movie got greenlit by independent studios. And the sad part is, Lorenzo, Bonaventura, and Keanu Reeves produced this movie. I don't understand how this movie was just the script was written this badly. How the directing is so awful. Which Jeffrey Nachmanoff, I'm pretty sure he does have a decent enough movie he directed before this, but this is just overkill. The directing is so lifeless, so bland, so terrible that it makes me want to apologize for After for how bad that movie is. And After, I hate that movie too, but at least there were some moments of decent directing, I guess. But Replicas is just even more of the same crap. there is plot holes like crazy in this movie. Nothing makes sense. Nothing is resolved. Nothing even comes together to make it cohesive. And like I said, the premise is interesting, but is not really directed all that well, and is not thought out that well, which that leads me into the writing phase. The dialogue is so horrendous. You could easily watch this movie in reverse. It'll be a much better experience watching this. I would easily watch this movie in reverse. Because every time something happens, every time someone opens their mouth and talk, I want it to just throw something at the friggin' screen. That's how bad the dialogue is in this. Oh my goodness gracious. I don't understand how something was greenlit this badly. This badly. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. The music is somewhat decent. I'll give you that. The music is somewhat decent. That's probably one of the few things that this movie has going for it, is the music. Some of the cinematography is kind of shot well. I'll give you that. I will give you that. I guess I should go ahead and talk about the acting, because the acting is terrible, with the exception of Keanu Reeves, who is trying like hell to work his way through this script. He tries. And to a certain degree, Alice Eve. And if you know Alice Eve, she is a great actress. Star Trek Into Darkness. She's out of my league. Men in Black 3 as the young O. Even she, as beautiful as she is, as gorgeous as fine as she is, she can't even save this movie. John Ortiz, he's even trying, and he's bad. Then you have the sister of Natalie Allen Lynn, who I kid you not, is a young Christina Hendricks, if you ask me. Her sister, Emily Allen Lynn. I guess I have to give the kids the benefit of the doubt, because this was probably their first movie or something. But between the writing, the directing, the plot holes, and the rest of the terrible acting, and the fact that this movie is so boring and slow, it is just inexcusable for a sci-fi thriller like this. And like I said, you have good actors like Keanu Reeves, Alice Eve, John Ortiz, Thomas Middleditch, Emily Allen Lynn, which I'm pretty sure this was her first movie. She's even fat! I am not wasting any more time on this movie, because I don't need to waste any more time on this thing. Let's just get into the grade right now. Replicas is going to get the worst of the worst. My JD, get out of my face club, because that's how bad this movie was. And basically, I'm calling this, I'm telling you to stay away from it like the plague. At first, I was going to give it a seal of disapproval, which is an epitaphic failure, but even though there are a few good things in here that are far and fetched in between, this is still a pretty bad film. Whew. Let me relax there. Anyways, let me know in the comments below, what do you think of this thing? There's nothing to like here. Be sure to follow all my social media links stuff down below. I'll see you guys later. One of the worst of the year for sure.